While they needed him to go over there in Europe and fight America's battles over there, he was made to feel important and necessary. But then when he came back, there was nobody there to recognize his accomplishment or what he had done over there. You know, he came back and was just another Negro face on the streets of America. Back home, that had no value. And his service and bravery in the face of America's enemies was no longer anything. It didn't mean anything because it wasn't in the moment.
You're talking about a kid from the hood, the neighborhood, that never rode on an airplane before or being around other people and never seen certain things in life. And that was an adventure for me. You know, raised my hand in 1979 and I went into the military and joined, and it was an experience, a different experience.
After serving in the Navy, I did 3 years in the Navy, did a blue to green where I went over to the Army. I served in Iraq, and when I transferred back to the Navy, I really got no ideas of where to go from there.
I served as a driver on the Bradley fighting vehicle, which frankly might have been a fun assignment, but it wasn't.
I was in from 1960 to 1966. Vietnam.
No one really understands where you came from and what you've been through, being active duty and being a combat vet. But now they're being more aware of it and realizing addiction comes hand in hand with PTSD. A lot of service members like myself pick up and use to kind of self-medicate that.
As far as going into the hospital, one of the questions that they ask you is, what is your last four? It would be nice to say, well, how are you doing today? And what is your last four? And that's the attitude and the frame that they're left with, of being a number, and you're not a number. You served your country very well.
The only thing was, when we come home, the first thing they did was call us baby killers. Mm-hmm. We had nothing to do with killing them babies. But we didn't ask for that war. Lyndon Johnson started that war. Mm-hmm.
I got out to take care of my mom who was sick, didn't realize any of my benefits, and then PTSD, who I'm seeing a doctor for now, really played a huge role in what brought me here. With PTSD and drug use and alcoholism pretty much go hand in hand. Veterans know just to take care of their own problems, self-medicate, and that's what led me here.
First of all, when I joined the service, I had a guaranteed card to become a combat medic. And in training, I fell off a slide for life and I shattered my elbow. I felt at the time the Department of Defense had it down on paper that I was no longer capable of doing anything but leading the charge and taking the first bullets. As I said, I had difficulties assimilating back in because they made me feel useless. I was a straight A student, and they took me out of high school. You know, they made me feel like I could accomplish something in the service. And then within 8 months of that, they were telling me that I was no longer valuable. And I took that to heart. And I got in with the wrong people and got involved in criminal activity. And I wound up doing a 10-year bid in New York State Prison. I decided that everything I did in prison was going to be geared towards guaranteeing that did not happen to me again. So I got an associate's degree in humanities and social sciences. I got a welding certificate. I got a 5-year apprentice in drafting. In 2008, I just kind of gave up, moved into my brother's house, and lived on his couch for the next 4 or 5 years. And as a result of not paying child support and everything, I went to jail, Rensselaer County, for 6 months. And it was there that I came in contact with the VA Homeless Veterans Program and the Albany Housing Coalition.
I would have been institutionalized. If the Veterans House wasn't here, I'd probably been upstate in somebody's penitentiary doing a great deal of time, either by hurting someone or either by me hurting myself.
I would definitely be on the streets. I've exhausted all my friends and family. They got sick of me not doing anything, bouncing from couch to couch for the last 3 years. So this has really helped me out a lot. Since I've been here for the past month, I got into EMT school. I start New York State security guard course next Tuesday. So it's been a blessing being here.
Probably lived with the city mission. And that's one place I don't want to go.
My brother was totally tired of seeing me on his couch, and I can totally understand that. So I would either be down in the city mission or down there under the highway sleeping under a bridge. I would be in a world of shit right now if it wasn't for the Veterans House and the VA program. Absolutely, I would have to say that the VA assistance programs today are 110% better than they were back in 1976 when I was first discharged from service.
I feel very hopeful. I'm in the New York State security guard course that starts next week. Starting EMT school and going to use my GI Bill for paramedic. So I'm very optimistic with what lies ahead.
The president's movement on getting veterans rehoused by 2016, making sure that we don't have any homeless veterans, I think is a great move, and it's happening on street level. The guys here are all getting rehoused in very affordable, nice apartments. I don't follow politics too closely, but I think it's thanks to Barack Obama's recognizing the homeless problem with veterans.
Looked upon the fact that prejudicism wasn't just there, and he ignored it. He continued on fighting. He continued on being a soldier, not just a black man doing a job, but a soldier. Is being strong and making me stronger as far as helping others. And overlook the fact that, it doesn't have to be, some sort of color barrier that holds us back. We're all brothers.
The society that he fought for and that he came back for, I don't think anybody now can appreciate the outward expression of racism and just, whatever the social expression of hatred that engenders or that comes from racism. What he came back to was so much more aggressive and, dangerous. World War I was a brutal and dirty war with, no hygiene and rude weapons where you had to get down and stab them with your bayonet. Like, they don't make them like that anymore. So, he's really an asset to Albany, and, people should be proud.
A very great man.
That's great.
Absolutely. Like I said, a shame it took so long for them to recognize.